we talked a lot about leadership. We talked about it this morning in the Q&A some. Obviously, some of the breakout sessions talked about building teams and running efficient meetings and how leading people. And your presentation was fantastic, and great nuggets of leadership. And then I looked at some of these questions. I'm like, there are more leadership questions. I'm like, no, we don't want to overdo that. But just really for all of us, maybe share outside of all the wins and losses, probably if you could tell us what you're most proud of outside of all the wins and losses, when you look back at your legacy, what would that be?
It's an easy answer. In my opinion, the greatest legacy I have is my coaching tree. So if you look at the people I've hired that came in, and Danny would be the first example. I recruited her. She played for us. She came back I told her she had to go away from Nebraska to coach. She came back, was an assistant, went back and got to Louisville as a head coach, and now she's a head coach at Nebraska. And if you look at my coaching tree all over and how many of those players played in our program and then still are involved in the sport, are working. So the director of operations played for me and has been there for 20 years. I just did a thing with Maggie Griffin today, who's trying to build a facility for underprivileged kids in Lincoln. She already owns a 12-court facility and a club. She played for us, went back in the sport, is giving back. So I could go on and on and on, but that's, to me, is the greatest legacy, is that the people that were in our program played for Nebraska volleyball. They go back and continue to grow the sport and impact kids. To me, is the greatest legacy that any coach could have.
Very cool. Thank you for sharing that. Kind of along those lines a little bit, not necessarily, it doesn't have to be a leadership topic, but just some advice to people who are just starting out, whether they're leaders, whether it's in business or life or coaching, whatever. What's your message typically to leaders or aspiring leaders?
Yeah. Well, one, study other great leaders. 2, get a plan. 3, be confident. Belief is free. Be confident. Because what I see is, I'll just use our players as examples. I don't think there's any more natural born leaders anymore. You have to develop leaders. In the last 2 years, I had 2 of the best captains I've ever had, Merritt Beeson and Lexi Rodriguez. We worked at developing them. All spring, we did a leadership class every 2 weeks at dinner. And we worked with those guys on developing those skills. And one of the things that I discovered, I think this might be more of a female thing, is, again, they want to be liked. And sometimes as a leader, it's not about a popularity contest. It's about, you got to do what you have to do to be a leader. And sometimes it's tough. And sometimes it's, you may not be liked, or you may have to make tough decisions, but you have to have the confidence so everybody believes in you, and know that, again, as I mentioned, you're the engineer of belief. So everybody's looking to you. So you've got to fake it till you make it. And you got to pretend you're a great leader, whether you really believe that or feel it or not. And like I said, have a plan, and again, continue to grow and study other leaders to be the best you can be. And I've studied tons of coaches, Navy SEALs, Blue Angels, political people. I've just studied who are the best leaders and what can we learn from them.
Nice. We were talking when the sessions were going on, and you mentioned you retired. So earlier in your presentation, you talked about finding things to do. So you keep yourself busy. What's your favorite hobby? Is it the rodeo? Is it flying?
Right now, it's the horses.
Is it?
Yeah. And horses horses, every day you get on and we're roping. So it's full contact. There's live steers. There's 2 horses going. But every day you're training. Horses, it's not automatic every day. So they've replaced my players. So I really look forward to working with them and training them and refining them every day, and then trying to perform with them. And again, building the trust and working together. So that's replaced my coaching fix. I look forward to it every day. I love interacting with them, taking care of them. You build these bonds with them, and they do silly stuff. They try to grab something from you. If you're bending over doing something, they'll, grab my belt from behind. I mean, they become these little play buddies. Of course, and they're relying on you to take care of them. So that's replaced the coaching bug that I have, and that part of it. And then the other part would be, it's no different. I have a 4-year-old granddaughter who is into everything, and just helping her with stuff. And we do jump training and all kinds of things. We throw stuff. How hard can we throw? So I'm working on, her as well. That's my little coaching bug as well.
Awesome. Was that part of your plan, the horses? Did you have a plan?
That was it was get the hobby. And then this, I knew I needed, I talked to a lot of people who retired, and I was worried about retiring and when was the right time and all that stuff. But the thing I learned is you just can't shut it off. You have to have something to replace that, a challenge, a purpose, something that is going to continue to challenge that, that working deal that I like and coaching deal. And the horses have really, it's been, I don't know. I love it as much as I love coaching the Husker volleyball players.
Oh, that's great. We, one of the podcasts that we produce, we talk about things and strategies for entrepreneurs, owners, people who spend their entire life building a business and then get to the end of it. And we see a lot of, in the podcast, some of my guests, they talk about seeing a lot of people who don't have that plan.
Yeah.
And that goes for anybody, whether they're business people or it's like the what's next in life.
Yeah.
And it sounds like you found that. That's awesome.
Well, I found that I know a lot of guys start playing a lot of golf, and but to me, the horses I'm way out of my comfort zone. I'm a rookie compared to the guys that have been doing it forever. So to me, it's humbling, and it's something I got to work really hard at, and I'm seeing improvement. So every day I go to work at it, whether I rope the dummy or rope live or just work with the horses, I'm seeing improvement, and I'm learning more and more each time. And then I've got some great people I've surrounded myself with, that team within the team, to help me get better. And I send them, like, there's guys out in Erickson, Nebraska, I send them videos. Tell me what you see. What can I work on? And these guys they're elite, and they just pick things out. I work on this now. And so, anyway, where that growth comes in, where you feel like you're accomplishing and moving forward. And I really like it. Yeah, and it's very challenging.
Yeah, there's a quote on the building out front when you walk in. After I noticed it, it said, "Business, like life, is a journey, not a destination." And I still believe that's true. And it sounds like you're still on your journey.
Yeah, I'm totally on my journey. And I've got goals in roping that I want to do. My goal next year is to rope in the Burwell Rodeo. They asked me this year, but I'm not ready for that level yet. That's Division I. Division I. I'm still Division III.
Is this but future national championships?
Yeah. Well, the deal is there. You do well, you win money. So, but it's a great challenge, and it would be that Burwell Rodeo. If you haven't been there, if you haven't been to Burwell Rodeo, you have to go there, because it's an unbelievable deal in Nebraska. It's incredible, and these athletes are incredible, and it's one of the things I love learning about these rodeo athletes, because everything they do is one shot. It happens very quickly. You're dealing with animals, horses, and the rider or the person or what, and there's a lot of pressure because it happens so fast, and it's one shot. You wait around all night, boom, there's your one shot. You either do it or you don't. And that's why I told our volleyball players, you guys have 3 hours to decide who wins a volleyball match. These rodeo guys and girls, it is sometimes less than 5 seconds. You either win or lose.
Yep, and you train just as hard.
Yep, train just as hard.
Well, we're going to have to let you go because I know you got to get going, but thank you again for being here, sharing your perspective on life, leadership, and really your hobby. It's been fun to listen to, so thank you very much. Let's give Coach Cook a round of applause.
Oh, thanks. Very nice to meet all you guys. Okay. All right. Cool. Okay.
We are, now that we've messed up the schedule quite a bit, we are going to bring up our friend, the guy that we've known for a while. He's emceed for us before, Mr. Dave Weber. I don't remember, when was the first, you started emceeing for us, 4 or 5 years ago, maybe? 4 or 5 years ago?
I think
it was when your company was called Almost Secure. So,
Yeah.
however long
Thank
ago
God
that
we
was.
finally got there. I love it.
Couple 2, 3 years, 4 years, maybe.
Yeah. It's been great to have Dave around, and he's a famous local. Well, we're famous, still famous local newscaster.
Local, yeah. So,
I love the Friday Night Lights. I don't know if you do that anymore or not. Football season's coming up, and that was one of my favorite things you did was the Friday Night Lights football. So, we got some questions for you, and I'll go to the first one. So, you've interviewed thousands of people over the years. What advice would you give to leaders, entrepreneurs, executives, managers on how to share their voice and their story with confidence?
Well, be honest and be sincere, and try to think of things that that made you the person you are, and not too seriously. In other words, Coach is a great example. He told some funny things that happened to him, and he's one of the most successful if not the most successful volleyball coaches ever. Companies can be successful. I'm sure you've had things happen to you guys that a few funny and
just a couple,
but you can share those with people too. It's hard to explain when you're like that. When I'm happier when things go wrong, and we can smooth it out, and everybody gets a laugh out of it, and then we can go back to being serious again. If things just went as planned.
Yeah. We talk about it a lot, about recovering, how to recover with this, with the change of plans, but it's fine. It's great. So covering sports, you witnessed a lot of coaches under pressure, right? And how they execute. You mentioned Coach Cook, and probably one of the greatest coaches. If not
Absolutely.
So just what have you learned by watching them? What have you learned from them?
Every coach has strengths. The more strengths and the fewer weaknesses, the more successful you are. Some coaches, I don't want to get specific. Some coaches, their weaknesses kind of outweigh their strengths sometimes, but that's only when you compare them to other coaches. Does that make any sense?
Yeah.
If you've had a great coach at a school, and then another great coach at a school, and then another really great coach at a school, and then you get a succession of 4 or 5, 6 coaches that aren't as great or aren't allowed to be as great because they don't have as long a chance to do it. It makes it difficult to compare.
I got you.
Gosh, who could I be talking about? Let me think about that one. What was the question again?
I'll go to the next. The meet. I actually had some follow-ups to that. But
go ahead.
No, the media landscape has transformed, right? TV,
unbelievable,
podcasting. What do you think hasn't changed when it comes to connecting to an audience?
Realizing that you're 10 feet away from being in the audience, listening to somebody else. I didn't do anything special in 50 years other than go to work and enjoy every single day I went in, and surround myself with people who worked hard and were to be successful as I've been. And we had a great team. I guess you could say it again, team. And we helped each other. And I'll never forget the bowl games where I'm standing in the spotlight after the bowl doing the post-game show, and Ross is out there running around, grabbing people. Merlin's out there running around, grabbing people and dragging them over to me so I can interview them. And then I go, "Oh, hi," come here. Like I'm surprised. And or Osborne or Defani or any of the coaches come over, and they work hard, and I worked hard too. And you put together, and it's a show, and it's successful or it's not. And most of the time, it was. That kind of enjoyment, you can't touch it. So you know what I'm talking about.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
I know you have a good day, and you go home and you go, "Damn, that was a good day."
Yeah.
I'm going to do that tonight. I can tell you that.
There you go. This is a great get together each year. I've only been here for 3 or 4 years.
4 years.
But I've been to a lot of these, not here. You guys do a good job.
Thank you for that.
You bet.
Last question. You've made a lasting impact on this community.
56 years I've been married.
Yep. When people look back on your work, what story do they hope they tell about you?
I used to keep my top 20 stories that I talk about, and then they pick their favorite. I tell them that, and then that's the one they go to Shirley's Diner and ask somebody in the booth, have you heard Weber's story about the so-and-so? And they say it was unbelievable. And it just happens that unbelievable things happen to certain people. And I've had 50 years of unbelievable things happen just by luck. The Orange Bowl with the corn cob story, everybody wants to hear that. And you can see it on YouTube. Dial up Dave Weber Orange Bowl. It's right there.
Yeah.
And my daughter hurting her neck in a diving accident. People I've met. Every bit of it. I used to come home from work and say, gosh, that was a good day. That was a really good day. And one of my kids no, I can't say that. That was a really good day. And somebody would always say, yeah, but you enjoyed it too. Yes, I did. I don't think I could go to work and not enjoy it. That'd be a job.
I know exactly. You know, I get accused of being too positive sometimes.
There you go.
And a lot of times I'm just like, I don't know how else to be. This is how I am. And I might be having a lot of challenges, but I'm still positive.
You know what one of the most fun things about being me is, and I hope you don't take this the wrong way. Jesus, look at all the people. Check my bag, would you mind? If somebody asks me, well, why do you go to Shirley's Diner every day, Kramer? You don't own the place. You don't get paid to go there. Why do you go there? Usually my wife asks me that. But my son asked me that a couple nights ago. And I said, Davey, have you ever had a moment in your life that keeps happening over and over, and it gives you a calmness and it opens your heart, and then 10 seconds later your heart closes back up, but you had that moment. Every single day I go into Shirley's Diner. Doug Fackler used to own it, and he died a couple of years ago. He's a guitarist, and we sang together. Had a great time. And I said to Davey, best moments of my life, of each day, I go to the Shirley's Diner, I get a pot of coffee, I go around to the booths and tables and pour coffee. There you go. And is the meal good? Everything fine? Good. I'm glad you came in. Thank you for coming in. And somebody at the table will go, and it's that moment when their head goes back and they go, and they know who you are. They can't remember your name.
Sure.
But they've seen you.
That's not important.
And it just warms your heart, because so many jobs and so many people, nobody knows who they are or what they do. And they have to make all that within the structure of what they do.
Well, as you said, you served the Omaha community for 8 years. 50,
well, whatever it is now.
And you're still serving the Omaha community. It might be coffee and not sports, but it's in your DNA.
It is. And that's how I grew up. Middle child, boy, 2 sisters, peacemaker, joke teller. All that needs to be said.
There you go. Well, thank you for joining us. Let's give it up for Mr. Thank Dave Weber.
So we did change it up a little bit, and I didn't really talk so much about the big surprise was we were going to do a live. Well, this was going to be live, and we were going to launch our new podcast. It's something we've been working on since March, and it's called the Nebraska Entrepreneur. As you can see, I'm the host. I was kind of voluntold by Paige. I'm like, are you sure? It's really not in my comfort zone. And she's like, oh, you'll be fine. So it is, it's very informal. The episodes are about 20-ish minutes long. It's just me interviewing guests, and we talk about all kinds of topics. Jamie's been on a couple of them. There's friends and business leaders in Omaha that have been on several. We've got about 13 episodes or so recorded. My origin story, because I guess that's part of the process, as I'm learning from Two Brothers Creative, who's we're working with. They do a fantastic job. Do your origin story so they can learn about your audience can learn about the host. And so we're excited to launch that. And I really encourage, anyone in here who's a owner, entrepreneur, business leader, manager, you manage people, you manage clients. Watch it. We talk about all kinds of topics, and it's real world. It's really unscripted, kind of like this little segment here is. But it's fun. It's been a fun project for us. And our goal is it provides value to the business community and to the people, all of you in this room is really the purpose of it. And so you guys all realize we're recording this, and we'll have it out there as part of the launch. So you're all going to be, in some way, shape, or form, you're all going to be in my podcast. So it's going to be fun. Jamie.
Yeah.
Couple questions for you.
Let's do it.
This year we did change up the format.
Yeah.
Brought in some business topics, not technical topics. I think that they were fantastic. I sat in I didn't get all three of them, but I sat in two of the three, and they were full. The rooms were full. People were engaged. That's been my favorite part of Secure and Connect out of the 11 times we've been doing it. But what's been your favorite?
Yeah, it's been an amazing day. Of course, I got to connect with a lot of you, some of you for the first time. Coach Cook was absolutely amazing. I mean, what he was sharing and talking about, I have 2 pages of notes on my phone. But I don't think it matters whether you're coaching a volleyball team, leading a company, leading a team, managing a team. I feel like all those principles apply. And so I really enjoyed and connected with a lot of what he said, all the way down to his, story about childhood. But so obviously I really enjoyed that. Dave, it's always good seeing you. Appreciate it. Chris, the MC, where's Chris? I don't see him, but, new MC Chris Covey did an amazing job. And, so the whole day's been great. I don't have it's all been really good.
It has been. It's been fun. Again, hopefully everybody found value. But none of this could happen without our sponsors. And I'm not going to mention them all because I'll miss one or two, but I hope everyone's had a chance to go around and talk to two of these vendors, our partners. A lot of them have sponsored all of them have sponsored this event to varying levels, but let's give a round of applause for them for helping hook us to Miller. And of course, I mentioned Two Brothers Creative. They're also the ones that are filming for us today. And we worked out something that they were able to do this. So we're very grateful. Mired in here is the cameraman and the producer and the editor and all things. So, and he's taught me a lot about podcasts as well. So it's something he's very good at. And what else? And then I just want to thank everyone from Prime, all of our team members, all the team members that are here today, and all the ones that didn't get to make it in. It took everybody in the company to put this on. We usually will, in about 2 weeks or 3 weeks, we'll meet and kind of discuss how did this event go and what did we learn, what worked, what didn't, what do we need to change. Then we compile that, and then we take a month or two, kind of take our breath, and then we start planning for next year. So while it doesn't seem like it's a lot, it is a lot, and there's a lot of effort goes in. And Paige and marketing and our intern, Sierra, she stepped up and been a huge help. So I want to give a round of applause to those folks. Thanks. Am I missing anybody, James?
Probably. No, I think we got the majority of it.
I think the funniest thing that outside of Chris's jokes today that I heard was you and I just happened to go into the men's restroom at the same time. And we were having a conversation as we walked in during, and then there was a gentleman out, he's in the room, he'll remember, and he said, "Is this how Prime got started? You guys just having a conversation in the men's restroom?" I thought that was great.
Close.
pretty close because we just kept going. And it's funny because I thought to myself, yeah, because we're busy like all of you. We don't have time to talk that much. Him and I, we do talk a lot, but there's times when we're going different directions, all directions. And so every moment we get, we try to have a conversation about something. And that's been something that he and I have, I'd say, almost perfected, at least for us, how we get it done. We get a lot done in a short amount of time. But that was hilarious, and I appreciated that comment.
Whoever that was well played.
That was awesome. Anyway, any last thoughts, Jamie?
No, just I appreciate everybody coming out again. I know it's a lot to ask an entire day. I walked away with a lot today. I've just got a ton of notes, a ton of follow up to do. Yeah, and like I said, Paige and the team did a great job. And, so our goal I've shared with a few of you when talking about this event was, our expectation of Paige and her team is to make this better next year. We live in Nebraska, so there's, we're running out of celebrities. So we're out
of winning coaches.
We're out of winning, yeah, that's right. We're out of winning coaches. I think that's what Dave was alluding to earlier.
Yeah, that's probably what it was.
But yeah, so we're excited to, we want to get everybody back next year. It's going to be bigger, better. We have a lot of exciting plans in the future. Most of all, we're here to support you. We're here to serve you. Our team's here to serve you. So if there's anything at all anybody ever needs, do not hesitate to reach out to one of us at any time. The one thing I get from clients a lot is when I tell them I want to help them, they go, we don't want to bother you. And I'm like, that's my job. Is for you to bother me, and I'm here to support you. So anytime, like I said, reach out to any one of us, and we're here to help. And just thank you again for today, and thank you for a great day, and greatly appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.